Okay folks, you know the drill. I need 10 taps from you. 4 for the hell, 1 for the space, 4 for the yeah, 1 to put a smile on my face. Come on folks, fill that comment. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Let's do this. Greetings and salutations, good folks of Terrainia. It is I, Lamel. It is Sunday night, 9 o'clock UK time, and it can mean only one thing. It's time for the Sunday Nighter. Damn, that was that good, I should have recorded it. I'm actually quite impressed with that. How are you folks? 9 o'clock Sunday night. Good to see the chat full. Right, let's see the hell yes. I see Diane, Gunnar, Angelo, Alex, Menno, Evan, CJ, Fran, Gunnar, Joe, Real Mech, Anton, Evan. Very smooth mouth. I know, mate. I was quite impressed with that. I've got to say. Greetings from Argentina. Greetings, dude. Welcome to the Madhouse. Right, I see we've got plenty of people in. Yeah, well, first thing I want to say is Google Doc is open. The link is down below. If you've got any questions for me, remember, this is a terrain question and answer show. I can't do them without you. Yeah, yes, I am in a jolly mood. Yeah, a bit of a strange one. I've got a job. Everyone's going, what? What's he on about now? Yes, a friend of mine's sorted me out with some part-time work with a company he works for. Nothing to do with the industry. It's minimum wage data processing, but it's sort of flexi time, and I can do it from home. Yeah, so everyone knows with the channel and everything like that, I've been sort of regrowing it. Now we're getting back into the swing of things and everything, and I've got over all the humps and, you know, the passions back and everything. Yeah, but I wasn't quite there with the patron support, and everyone knows I've been struggling a little. So, you know, a little while back I decided, you know, let's shore it up while I grow the channel. So, yeah, Mel's are working stiff. On the plus side, I've got 2 screens, which makes it really, really easy. Yeah, as easy as work can go. Yeah, but, you know, I get to do that, and I get to do my YouTube thing. And, you know, it's only a sort of a temporary part-time job. So it's not like I'm quitting YouTube. It's just like, right, I've got something to fill the gap. Yeah, while I sort of, you know, get over the struggles I've had and that sort of stuff and regrow the channel. So, huzzah! I see questions coming in. That's good. I'm up to 3 so far. Anton, thank you. Tommy's saying, back again with Faith Caston, the wife. Ah, Faith is back. She had such a good time last week. She's come back. See, this is how it starts. See, Menno's already saying, congrats, Tommy and wife. Oh, we just got back from our first gender reveal. We are having another girl. Dude, heart goes out to you. Heart goes out to you. I can say this as a father of a son and a girl. And I can honestly say, yeah, Corbin, he gets up to some right palaver. You know what I mean? If there's drama going on, he can get himself embedded in it. But Willow, and Willow does drama. Oh! So when you say we are having another girl, yeah, that would sound like you are outnumbered in your household, sir. Yeah, Tommy, there's only one thing you can do in this situation, and that's immediately claim either a corner or an entire room as your man cave for your terrain toys. And Faith is part of the channel. She knows the crack. Yeah, so with a son, you've only got to worry about the financial damage. That's it. I'm like a cash machine. Wise words, Mel. I'm telling you. You need a corner, dude. You need a corner at least. Yeah, plan for a whatchamacallit. And don't be going for that shed malarkey. I've done that. Yeah, it sounds good getting out of the house, but all it means is you just get called back in and out and in and out and in and out. Yeah. The other thing that I highly recommend, yeah, is you can get these things for when they're babies, and they're basically like, you know, they're like a baby seat, but they're on like a pyramid frame or a frame like that, and it's got a swinger. Yeah, and it's got this little electric motor at the top, and you set it, yeah, and it swings your kid side to side. I got so much modelling done with that, mate. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the reason my lad is so scatty is because the amount of time during he was, what you call it, he was a baby, he spent swinging from side to side just so I could have some peace and quiet. Tommy's saying, love it, thank you, it's made face night. Congratulations to you both, yeah. I'll be quite simple, yeah. Kids are a pleasure, no matter what gender they are. Nerd Cave, let's be honest. Yeah, Callistro, Nerd Cave. You need a space, Tommy. Yeah, I would recommend sandbagging placements. Yeah, 50 cal. And then what you need is boxes of Maltesers, yeah, stacked by the entrance. So if they ever come near you, yeah, you can throw them over their heads and distract them, yeah, leaving you a chance to shut the door. Boxes of Maltesers, always distract the women folk. Oh, I'm going to get like cancelled or something like that if I carry on down this line. It's true though. Willow, Kerry, my girlfriend Emma, her two girls, throw chocolate over their heads, turn around, chase it every time. Sir Sodium saying, 5 kids here, he's speaking gold. Okay, I've got 6 questions coming in, that's looking good. Right. Just a quick one to all the clan members and that sort of stuff, just to give you a heads up. Yeah, I know there's supposed to be a clan gathering video this morning. Yeah, I recorded it on Friday. I went to edit it on Saturday night and I found out that there's no audio to it. Yeah, so I've got to re-record that on Monday. Yeah, massive apologies to all you guys. Yeah, just didn't realise it until I left the studio, and it was Easter weekend and I got the girlfriend and the kids down. So I didn't get a chance to go back to the studio and re-record it. So rather than sort of trash Sunday afternoon and that sort of stuff, I just simply decided we'd do it on Monday and I'd get it out to you Monday evening. Apologies for that. Yeah. I need to start filming it on a Thursday, I've decided. So also, if you're part of the clan, yeah, make sure you head over to the Patreon page. The link is down below. Yeah, go over to the community tab. Show me what you're working on, and also we've got a bit of a shout out at the minute. We're looking for clan members sort of work areas. So show us your work area. Yeah, just like what Tommy's going to. Tommy should go over and join the clan. Yeah, because he's going to need inspiration. Yeah. Now there is Tommy. I think I know something that can help you. Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. I think I've got you. No. One second. Oh, I don't think I can find it. And my mod, whatchamacallit, isn't in the chat. Martin, who is the only person I know who probably knows the link to this. Yeah, there's a really good poster online, yeah, from the British Army back from when I used to serve. Yeah, from the Defence of the Rhine, which basically shows you how to barricade up and booby trap, yeah, urban buildings, which I think would be a great defence against having kids invade your hobby space. Hey Mel, I have a grandson, he's 3 months old. Congratulations, buddy. Grandchildren are the best, are the very best. Yeah? Because you get to give them back. You get to, they're almost revenge. You know, you can pull revenge on your kids and that sort of stuff with grandchildren. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Hey, Kat, by the way. Right, so that's what my week's been about for those who, you know, have come in late. Basically, yeah, I got a job. So a lot of this week I've been training. I have been in the studio. I've got half a video filmed, and the reason why I've got half a video filmed is because what I've been doing has been boring as hell, and you've seen it so many times. Basically, I am just leveling up the entirety of my Burma build, the lot. I've got absolutely everything out on the desk, and I'm just tweaking things and doing the lot. The reason I'm doing it is because Guy Bowers and Chris King from Wargame Soldiers and Strategy are coming up in about a month's time or so. Yeah, to game. Yeah, and we're going to be playing on the Burma board, and we're going to be photographing it for the magazine and that sort of stuff. So, with them coming up, I think we've got rough plans. Actually, it's 2 months, I think. Is it? No, I've got about a month and a half till they come up, I reckon. But basically, yeah, they're coming up, you know, to take photos for the magazine. So with them coming up to take photos for the magazine, I just sort of like, right, what I'm going to do is, because there's lots of little jobs on the Burma build that I've sort of said, oh, I'll go back and revisit that. I'll go back and revisit that. Yeah, to finish things off. You know, one of them was paths. Yeah, there's lots of little paths. And I said, right, well, you know, I'm going to leave that until I've decided what path colour I want. Yeah, and I figured that with the trenches, and it's like, right, go back, do all that. Yeah, and so basically, I've spent an entire day just like doing foliage. But yeah, it recorded like 2 minutes of video, which is like, I'm doing this across all of this. Yeah, here's some photos. Yeah, so content wise, between me sorting this job and that sort of stuff, and Easter and all that sort of stuff, no video this week. I didn't want to put out a naff one, if you know what I mean. It was like, no, I want to crack through this and then bring the entire Burma build back as the big reveal. So probably Wednesday, yeah, because I don't think I'm going to have it all done. It won't be sealed in time to get the video done for Tuesday. Probably Wednesday, I've got a big reveal on the Burma build, which is absolutely everything looking beautiful. Yeah, so that's what's going on with the channel. Yeah. I was saying, every time I see me sleeping, enjoy it, dude. I have a big dice so he can play with it when he gets into my stuff. Perfect. Perfect. There's Martin. Hello, buddy. Happy birthday, Martin. Congratulations, you all get. I think getting kids into the hobby, yeah, it's something I want to do with Ava and Riley. My kids, they don't really hobby that much anymore. They sort of did it as they were growing up, and, you know, Willow will wander into my studio and take all sorts of artistic stuff. The only time Corbin comes into my studio now is if he wants to jazz up his skateboard. Yeah, in which case it's like rattle cans out and airbrush out, and he's doing designs on it. Yeah, other than that, he's got this sort of like, he likes making weapons. Yeah, so he's never grown out of that, and mainly for beating me with. Yes, if everyone in the chat can give Martin, our moderator, a happy birthday, I'd very much appreciate it. So, that's what's been going on in Melland. Okay? I suppose we better move on to some questions soon. That's it, all the happy birthdays are coming in. I won't sing happy birthday to you. How old are you, Mark? How many turns around? 21 again. I think we reach a point where, do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter anymore. I've got a birthday coming up soon, I think. Yeah, in May sometime. Yeah, my girlfriend was like, what do you want to do for your birthday? I'm like, nothing. We'll just go out with the kids. I'm looking forward to when my girlfriend's kids, yeah, Ava and Riley. Hi, girls. Yeah, and no doubt Emma, my girlfriend, is in the chat, secretly hiding. Yeah, they're 3 and 6, and what you call it, and so they're a bit young to sort of take them traipsing all around the castles and that sort of stuff, but I've got all that sort of stuff planned for it. Got to take them. I need to take them Warhammer World as well. Yeah, that'd be a good one, I think. But no, my kids don't really don't really hobby that much with me anymore. Yeah, Willow, she's into her drawing and that sort of stuff. What I did do though is I gamed with Corbin PC gaming, and we had a blast. Yeah, we put a night in playing Valheim together. Yeah, and we had an absolute blast. So it has been a very odd week for me this week. Right, I'm going to do some of my checks. Right, first off, I have to shout it out because, you know, yeah, if you're liking the show, there's links down below. Yeah, if what you call it, at the minute, if you play, at the minute, yeah, I'm doing a shout out to grow my patrons. Yeah, so if you like what I do and that sort of stuff, please consider jumping down below, jumping on the link, jumping over Patreon and support what I do. Other than that, yeah, you can support the show and the channel by supporting the, what you call it, the third camera setup donation thing down there. Yeah, and I'm all over the place tonight. Right, I'll be honest with you, okay? I've had a fun-filled weekend, yeah, of little uns. And my brain is frazzled. Right, Shakos is saying, this is why I'm rambling and I'm not talking to you guys in the comments, which is why I'm all over the place. Right, Shakos and Sprues, yeah, you'll need more than a part-time job for Warhammer World. £19 for one Steel Legion Sergeant. I did see that flying around. I saw a post on that on Facebook. Yeah. I see that, Cap. Yeah, I've seen that about the Watch of the Sergeant and that sort of stuff. Now, technically it don't apply to me because I don't know if I still am, but before the pandemic I was part of the Warhammer community team. Yeah, which means that if I want something I can generally get it for free. Thing is, me being me, I never really asked them for anything. The child of me would be getting me like this and going, you know, beating the hell out of the older me. Yeah, you know, you get to be part of the Warhammer community team and you don't get free toys. So yeah, but no, I do need to take them to Mecca. I also want to reach out to what you call it, to Warhammer World. I want to see if I can actually get permission to film in the exhibition area. Now they don't let people do that. But I've got enough friends. I think with what I've done with the community in the past and that sort of stuff, I've built up enough goodwill. So I'm going to see if what I can do on that count to actually go see, because I love the exhibition area at Warhammer World. It's beautiful. It's like all the stuff I'd like to do if I genuinely had the time and the space. In fact, it's not the time, yeah, it's the space. You know, that's the real challenge with all of that. Shake us to say, go and visit Ronnie and Mantic. You'll be sure to get freebies there. I've got tons of Ronnie stuff I need to do stuff with, to be perfectly honest. Yeah. I mean, if you don't want to take the minis for yourself, it's always fun to have a patron competition for prizes in terrain or mini work and get people to be more productive. Did you know, yeah, on Patreon you can't do raffles or competitions. Yeah, it has to be an all or nothing. So either everyone in a particular tier gets something, yeah, or no one. But you can't do, oh, if you join this tier you've got a chance to win this. It's something to do with the American gambling laws with raffles and stuff like that, where because you're taking payments for something with a prize, yeah, whether it's by random or by judge's choice, yeah, it complicates things with US law. Because I was looking to do things like that, yeah, and you know, I reached out to Patreon, they were like, no, don't go anywhere near anything like that, yeah. Yeah, you can do them on here though. Yeah, I could do them on here. I could do general, what you call it, general giveaways. Yeah, but the last time I did a giveaway was when I hit 100,000 K, and you know I spent ages organising a massive giveaway, and a lot of the times when you do giveaways, it's like you think it's a really good thing, okay, but what often happens is whatever you're giving away goes to someone who's got no interest in it. Do you know what I mean? You know, does nothing with it or something like that. And a lot of the times when you do them and you think that they're actually going to be really big traffic generators and bring lots of interest into the channel, actually they don't. You know what I mean? I've often found whenever it comes to prizes or anything like that, I've often found the best thing is to use them in fundraisers for charity drives. And to the stage, I'm at the stage now with my charity work where I don't even want to run raffles or do fundraising directly for charities anymore. Yeah, everyone knows that I had a right mare with with the book and that sort of stuff. Yeah, which is why I sort of like, instead of trying to like do charity stuff myself, I jumped on with Models for Heroes and I do my sort of work through them. Yeah. Men are saying, well, we all want a live show. Well, I'm just glad to be back in the saddle, mate. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so my sort of plan with doing, what you call it, with sort of fundraising and that sort of stuff is actually more geared around, right, I'll provide a prize to someone else who's running a raffle and I'll promote it, you know, and so, you know, people go see it and will donate to them. But I don't want to be in a position where I'm either running the raffle, taking the money, even if it's through Just Giving, which, you know, I don't actually touch. Yeah, it goes from me straight to, it goes from the raffle, well, the donors, straight to the charity. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't even want to be responsible for shipping the prizes out. Yeah, and this is sort of important because I've got this plan. Yeah, everyone knows that, you know, I'm an ambassador for Models for Heroes. Yeah, and if you don't know what Models for Heroes is, Models for Heroes is a wonderful, right, it's a community company, community invested company, I think. It's not a charity. Yeah. Basically what that means is it's like a charity, but it's like a really light charity. That's a really bad way of explaining it. Come on, Bose, you can do better than that. Okay, here in the UK we have what's called charities. Yeah, they're governed by the Charity Commission. My studio holders, my landlords are a charity. Yeah, and it involves heap big boards, audits, and lots of technical stuff. So you've got to be really sort of big, yeah, and invest quite a lot into setting up and running a charity. So we also have these things which are sort of like called community invested companies, which are basically like they're companies, yeah, but they've got sort of a charitable status. Yeah, which is basically like the tax man treats them well, and you know, I'm not actually sure what are the benefits of being part of. I don't actually know. British community charity companies. Let me have a look. Types of community companies. Oh, there's loads. Charitable trading companies, community interest companies. That's what you call it. Yeah, community amateur sport clubs, industrial and provident. Wow. Yeah, right. Models for Heroes is a community interest companies. Yeah. Established by the community investor, regulated by the community interest. It's designed to provide an effective legal form for enterprises which aim to provide benefit to the community or to trade with a social purpose rather than to make a profit. Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, I wanted to get that right because I've never been 100% sure on that. Yeah, but basically, it's like a charity light. Now, I've got this idea that I want to raise funds for them. Now, there's two things I need to do before I raise funds for them. One is to properly re-establish my channel, get the views up and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, which we're getting there. That's working. The next thing that I want to do is, everyone knows that, you know, I've got the Burma build. It's growing, it's growing, it's growing. Well, it's going to get to a point where it is just too big, realistically, for me, if you know what I mean, for one person. And so my plan is to take some elements from it and just set up a single 6x4 terrain set with a battle mat, yeah, and then auction that off, or no, not auction it, raffle that off, okay, to raise money for Models for Heroes. Because everyone loves my Burma build, everyone would love to own, well, there's a lot of people who'd love to own, you know, a Burma build set up for themselves. And it's something that actually I can do without, you know, I could probably do it pretty much now by taking, you know, I'll take a couple of the village elements, I'll take a couple of the Japanese defensive elements, I'll take, you know, a third of the jungle elements, and there you are, there's the table. So I've already got it, but by the time I plan to do this next year, yeah, I'm going to be watching it. I'll have a lot more and I'll be able to put a better set together. And my basic idea is to basically, you know, put the set together, box it up, get it down to Malcolm down at Models for Heroes, so he's got it to ship it out. Yeah, so the prize and everything is there. Get them to actually run the raffle via Just Giving or whatever platform they want to use and sort of promote it off that. So that's my big sort of idea for my next big charity drive. But I don't want to do it until sort of April next year. Yeah, and that's because Models for Heroes does like every year they do the Model Officer channel on YouTube do a 48-hour weekend live build, and I want to do it as part of that. They could take it round the shows, but like that Band of Brothers board. What I'm actually hoping is, because there's like Salute and that sort of stuff, you know, and there's a couple of shows early on in the year, is to actually, well, my hope was this summer to take Burma build around the shows, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be in the fit state. But what I was hoping is to lend Warlord Games my Burma build for a couple of shows and have them take it around the shows. Yeah. CJ saying, it sounds like you need more palm trees. Actually, I've got plenty, but we are going to need more palm trees. But yeah, the basic plan is to take it on a tour of the shows, that sort of stuff. Mel, Cat saying, Mel, isn't that the same rabbit hole as the book builds being sold for charity? Many of us really look forward to that opportunity. Yeah, Cat, it was. You know, that's why I've decided to do it this way. I mean, the book builds, first off, I was expecting to build sets for the book. Yeah, and I didn't. I ended up doing lots of individual different pieces that didn't really work together. Secondly, you know, we had a global pandemic. I had an absolute pan of a life. You know, my life went pear-shaped. And we never really got it back up to a position where I could auction them off. Now, the fact is, I still do have, you know, the pieces from there. Yeah, so I still could do that because I've actually still got them all wrapped up and everything. And do you know what? I could probably expand them and make them into little sets and something like that. The reason why I've decided to do this way with the Burma build is, one, I've got the Burma build. Yeah, it's not like I'm looking at, yeah, pieces that were done for a book, if you know what I mean, that sort of stuff that don't really fit with everything. I've got a lovely set that I can make a nice prize of. Yeah, it's also why I've teamed up with a charity. Yeah, and I'm now an official ambassador for Models for Heroes, rather than me saying I'm doing this charity work. Yeah, because I felt I let everyone down with that. And now if I do it via them, then it doesn't matter if if I give Models for Heroes, you know, here's the prize, go raffle it, go raise money. Doesn't matter what happens to my life or if I can't fulfill something afterwards. You know, I'm not letting people down. So, yeah, I know what you mean, but this is why I'm doing it this way. I can't do anything about what happened in the past. All I can do is change what I'm doing to sort of make sure it doesn't happen again in the future. Yeah, which is why I'm doing it this way. Thank you, Russ, for the hell yeah. ZB, hello, buddy. Alex, a long time. Evan, oh my. He says he doesn't, but we know. Evan, I know what you mean. Palm trees. You could sell the pieces individually that you have, though, from the book, I mean. I bet a few people here would love to have them. Well, I'm absolutely willing to do that, but I have to be honest with you about some things with that, right? Those pieces were done, yeah, very much with, shall we say, photography in the book in mind. Yeah, so if I auction those off for a raffle, it will have to be on the basis that people are bidding on them because they are the pieces from the book. Yeah, and not pieces they want really to game with. Now there's a reason for this. Have you seen the watch colour? Have you seen the Homer Simpson's mime? Yeah, where Homer gets all the bulldog clips, and to impress and look young to Marge, he sort of grabs all his loose skin and pins it at the back. Yeah, well, to be honest, if I showed you at the back of a few of the pieces from the book, some of the actual feature pieces, it's not the smaller stuff, but the really nice fancy stuff, yeah, they weren't exactly designed as a 360 piece. What I actually did, yeah, is to make sure I got the best look. I decided, right, which is going to be the front of the piece for the book, and at the back, yeah, I used that as my test palette for figuring out colours and techniques before I did them on the front of the piece for the photos of the book. So, there you are. There's the confession I've been holding secret for Watchgullet for quite a while. Yeah. So, you know what? Once we build the channel up, I'm quite up for auctioning those pieces off. If it's on the basis that or raffling them or doing whatever to fundraise them or give them to model heroes, as long as that's okay on the basis that we all understand that they were done for the book. What about auctioning a sort of masterclass day with you, Mel? I did that, what you call it, on the 48-hour build. Yeah, but not many people were watching. So 3 lucky people have got a day with me, yeah, and they got it for 80 quid each. Sold as pictured. Evan's saying, that's understandable. I would still love one. I've been keeping that, yeah, secret for so long. Telling people that, you know, the pieces weren't actually done as... I don't know why. Yeah. I absolutely, but basically on a lot of the pieces, where you see the photos, yeah, at the very back of them, it's swashes and different techniques and that sort of stuff. So if you don't mind it as sort of oh, this is a bit of history thing, I've got something that goes with the book. And to be truthful, yeah, if I'm going to do that, what I might do is actually, I know most of you have probably got the book and that sort of stuff, but, you know, perhaps send it with a couple of prints that aren't in the book or something like that, and make it like, look, this was about the book. Yeah. But the short answer is yes, from creative painting using assorted glues and some water effects that aren't resins, but the question doc will bring more answers. Oh, right, okay, I missed something. Oh, we got a resin question. Right, it is time for the question docs, actually. So yeah, there's my great confession. You know what? We will auction those off, and we will do. I've been sort of, I haven't wanted to, that's the reason. Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons. So, tell you what, as soon as my metrics on my channel get back to where they were before we did the book and everything, not while we were doing it and it was going crazy, but, you know, when I was getting the numbers I was getting, We could all donate painted mini Mels for an auction. Even do a coffee table book of their photos. A calendar in a sort of calendar girl style. You shut up, Russ. You told us before though, Mel, like way back while you were cranking away on them. Did I? CJ's always been... I'm not... Did I really? There you go. Oh, tell you what I will show you very quickly. Yeah, I've been working with my mini Mel. Where is he? During the last last show, we were talking about oddballs. Hey, Vorpal. Yeah. Shot. Right, obviously, I've got my M7 Priest, which I've done nothing on because, although, things have sort of been manic this past week. What I've also got is Le Mel. Yeah, this is my mini Mel. Yeah, and as you can see, he's been chopped quite significantly. That's because there's sort of like a platform and a seat in there, and I've chopped him so he sits in the cupola. And then I've got a simple chindit, that I'm just going to put in the... That's not focused, is it? That's not going to focus. No. I'm going to put in the actual priest. So, I'm going to have an oddball tank. Right, did it. A calendar of naked Mel with flocking rattle cans and terrain in strategic positions. Oh, you can shut up. Kat, you told us they weren't good enough quality to auction. No, actually, it wasn't the quality. Well, the quality was the fact that... let me go front. The quality was the fact that, the front... they weren't like table pieces, I meant by that. Yeah, like I say, the back of them was done as a test piece. Yeah, but, they were good enough for the book. But that's it. And yeah, we will auction them. I haven't got a problem with that. But yeah, since just to wrap this sort of auctions, that sort of stuff. But yeah, we can do that with that. I'll have a look at that once we're up and running and we've got the numbers. But my plan for my big sort of fundraiser for models, for heroes, was, to do something with the Burma build. Because that is already ready to go. I can do that. I can just donate it and go with it. Anyway, yeah, we need to go off this because this is going into chats of naked Mel with flocking. And hey, nah. Right, I have got 9 questions on the Google Doc. If you don't know what's going on, this is a question and answer show. The links are down below, to the Google Doc. You don't need to be logged in. Just click the link, go on over, enter your screen name and just enter a question and we'll work our way through. Right, shall we? Okay, got one from Donna. Hi, we're going to be making some grass tiles for gaming such as D&D and other tabletop games. Jeremy over at Black Magic Craft. I've seen him posting, he's doing the foam tiles and they look pretty good. So Donna, first thing, make sure you check out Jeremy at Black Magic Craft because he's probably got some recent videos that could help you. We know flock works best for coverage, but we also love the look of static grass. Which would you recommend for gaming? And do you think if we go with static grass, it's best to flock it underneath first? Thanks, Donna from Winsford. Right. Donna's in the chat as well. That's what we're planning to. Yeah. Kat said, yeah. Jeremy, Black Magic Craft. We're all on the same page here. Right. I'll throw my 10 pence in. Yeah, because obviously there's lots out. First off, I would recommend, you see, When you're static grassing, there's two ways you can approach it. You can approach it either full coverage or not full coverage. Okay. Now, if you're going full coverage, go just with static grass. Yeah, because there's no need to put flock underneath it. Yeah, the only time you would need to put flock underneath static grass is in a situation where you're expecting that to take quite a lot of hammer, and you know, over time you're expecting the static grass to become a little bit faded, a little bit patchy, and so having flock underneath, yeah, leaves something to show. If you're going full static grass, yeah, then I'd actually recommend that you don't go static grass, but you go to jvis.co.uk. Yeah, J for Julia, A for Alpha, V for Victor, I for India, S for Sierra.co.uk, and they sell rolls of like wallpaper with static grass on, and you can just cut it out and glue it down. Yeah, and that saves you actually having to flock or do anything like that. Yeah, if you're not going for the full coverage, yeah, obviously I would recommend you flock first and either do patches, gradients, that sort of stuff. If you do go for the full static grass effect, you know, the question is, well, why are you doing the tiles? Do you know what I mean? Unless you're going to introduce some other feature like rocks or paths or something like that, yeah, you might as well go and, because I mean, they sell these rolls of I think you can still get them in 6 foot by 4 foot rolls of static grass wallpaper. I've still got one at the studio that's 6 foot by 4 foot. I'm actually still one of the lucky ones. I've actually got one of the fabric back ones. Yeah, Martin's saying, large patches of static grass but made the same as tufts but on a larger scale. You can certainly do that. Yeah, you can flock your boards, use these these rolls to cut patches out and just glue them down and blend them. Yeah, right, there will be rocks, paths, rivers and hills. I would recommend buying yourself a roll then. Yeah, to be perfectly honest. The reason why I say buy a roll is it's probably just going to be easier just for you to cut patches out, you know what I mean, and just glue them down than, depends whether you already have a flocker in the static grass. If you've already got it, then obviously just flock it, static grass, yeah. If you haven't, then I'd go and just buy a roll. Yeah, Kat's talking about warping issues. Yeah, you've got, when you're making tiles, you've got warping issues, but you know, like saying, flocking a big piece is a lot of glue. So you've got to remember that's flocking, and that's also layering on. If you do flock and then you put static grass on top. Whenever you're doing tiles, what you want to start doing is start considering sort of non-contracting adhesives. Yeah, which means you've got to start looking at things like contact adhesives. Okay, might not be applicable for sticking your your actual flock and that sort of stuff down, but you can also stick flock down with spray adhesives such as you know, the misting, come on, my words tonight. You can get the spray adhesive, latex spray adhesive that sprays a fine mist. You can put flock down with that and then seal it with watered down PVA. That will also help reduce the sort of any warping issues. Okay, great, thanks. We already have the stuff, but we'll look into rolls too. Well, if you're looking into rolls, the other thing that you can look at is diorama sheets. Yeah, there's a lot of manufacturers, yeah, that do like A4 sheets of like dioramaed, and they've got lovely tufted areas and stuff like that already on them, really fancy. And I don't use them as individual sheets. What I do is I use them as like Martin suggests, yeah, tough sheets. And you can sort of rip them out or cut them out and sort of use them and place them down and sort of blend them in with your build. And the benefit of doing that is you can get a couple of those for like rough areas, swampy areas, and get some really nice, easy effects, yeah, without buying an absolute shed ton of tufts, yeah, and still have it sort of themed. Right. Hope that helps you, Donna. Another question from Donna. Hi, with summer fast approaching, we were wondering if we'd still be able to use sand, if we would be able to use sand from the beach for basing rather than paying a fortune for model sand. If so, how would we sterilise it first? Dead simple. Slap it on a metal tray. Yeah, put it in the oven for 200 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes. That will kill everything, okay, without melting the sand. But basically, whenever you're harvesting earth or anything like that, if you want to make it abiotic and i.e. kill off everything, it's basically 200 degrees for 20 minutes. And I know that because that's what Kerry told me. And that's when she was working with the life sciences department when they were doing, because my ex-wife, Kerry, is an ecologist, yeah, and so she's earth sciences, if you know what I mean. And basically, same as chicken nuggets, yes, or a chicken Kiev, or an Asda chicken Kiev, yeah. But basically, that's what they do in the science labs at the universities. 200 degrees for 20 minutes. Right. Cat's saying just be careful to check your area. Some places are not allowed to remove anything. Yeah, then kill all the bits. That's important. Yeah, there are some local ordinances. Generally in the UK you're okay with collecting things from a beach and taking a bit of sand and stones and stuff like that. We tend to have quite a bit. But there are also areas in the UK that are specified as, what are they? Specific scientific interest, I think. Sites of specific scientific interest. And if you take things away from them, anything, plants, stones or anything, it's a criminal offence. So, you know, do check your local ordinance before you go foraging. Actually, Donna, I know you're in Winsford, so you are in the UK. So yeah, just check your local ordinances. Right, moving on. One from Fran. I don't really have a big budget and I'm trying to find some cheap model trees to scatter for both D&D and war games. Do you have any suggestions for AliExpress, Amazon as such? Knock. Yeah. N for November, O for Oscar, C for Charlie, H for Hotel. Yeah, Knock do really good simple trees in big, in big amounts. Let's see if I... Yeah, Amazon's got some really cheap ones on. Yeah, but Knock are the ones, I would recommend if you're looking to buy from a supplier. They do really nice ones, to be truthful. So yeah, my recommendation is Knock. Other than that, just go on Amazon. I mean, I've just gone on Amazon. I can see like 70 trees for £11 and stuff like that. So they are there, mate. Hope that helps you, Fran. Thank you, Menno. Right. Question 4 of 9. 3D print and paint. I'm making terrain tiles from PLA, 3D printed. What's the best glue for a basing material? Sand, grout, PVA peels off. Right, you can do it with PVA, yeah. You just need to abrase the surface with a rough sandpaper. It just needs something to key into. The other thing that you can do is you can put if you want to get PVA to stick to plastic, okay, give the plastic a thin coating of filler first, yeah, because the filler will provide like a porous coat that the PVA can key into. So if you've got any like 3D prints or anything like that, all you need to do is get some filler, get an old brush, yeah, wet it up a little bit, mix it, smear it on, and just get a very thin coating, yeah, of filler all over the plastic area. Once you get the thin coating of the filler, let it dry, and then after that, yeah, your PVA will work on that perfectly fine. It'll also take paint a lot easier and that sort of stuff. It's one of the things I often do when I'm working with plastic and plastic ground tiles and stuff like that, is to just give them a filler wash. Yeah, and that will just consolidate everything. Yeah. Epoxy is my least favourite group. I understand that. Yeah, but that's my recommendation for you. Do a filler wash first. Yeah, give it something to key into, and then go from there, mate. Right, hope that helps. 3D print and paint. Franz again. Also, I have an airbrush and all, but I struggle to cover it over with black primer because of the paint thinners. Is there a way to get a quicker coverage with an airbrush, or is it normal to wait it out and layer by layer? I don't know. You're saying you want to cover it over the black primer. First off, if you're base coating, you don't need to watch colour. Actually, you're probably struggling because it's plastic. Yeah, if you give the whole thing a filler wash, it'll take a lot better coverage. Yeah, when I say I cover things in, you know, plastic that I want to glue to, I also do that with if I want to paint them as well. Yeah, and you know, areas that are going to struggle to take paint. Thank you, JP. I don't know what primer. You're in the chat. Do 3D print and paint. What paint are you using, dude? Mel sniffs the tester's glue. Acrylics mainly. Right. What you call it? Get yourself some house paint, mate. I've got a video in the Back to Basics playlist, and it's basically airbrushing with house paint, and it just shows you the techniques for thinning it down. Now, normally I can take any piece I want and base coat it in any house paint I want with it, but through an airbrush. Yeah, without any complicated thinners. Yeah, so go check that video out, mate, because you can probably, it's probably how much you're having to thin the acrylics down. Yeah, you're not getting it. You're probably having to thin that acrylic down too much to put it through an airbrush for base coating terrain pieces. Have a look at house paint, but check that video out. Right, I'm going to move on. Question 6 of 9. We are 5 minutes off the hour. Joe Grant. This is very specific, so apologies if you don't know the factions. Right? I want to create funky bases for my grey knights. Grey knights? A grey knight. What, like that grey knight? Let me show the other angle. Yes, he's missing his arm, he needs repairing. See, I did funky bases even a long time ago. Where are my grey knights? Where's my grey knight army? Where would my photos of all that sort of stuff be? Oh, it's been a while. They're going to be on the network drive, surely. Archive, big completed docs, processing, fast facts, really. For instance, terrain shooter, pending. I have no idea where they would even be. Quickly search the network drive. Very nice. Can find anything on grey? Wow, there's my Grey Knights. Have a look what we got. Oh, that's going back some. 1 second, folks, because, you know, here we go. I'll throw that one off rough and ready. Go on very quickly. Let me just resize that. Transform. Fit to screen. There you go. Look at that. They're my Grey Knights. And you can tell by the laptop and the fact I have a corded phone on my desk how old that army is. Right, let's go back to the question. So yes, I do know Grey Knights, my friend. I want to create funky bases for my Grey Knights. The bases are rock. I picture them being somewhere in the warp so the rock is disintegrating. Do you have any tips on how to make rock look like it's breaking up naturally? Currently, it looks very deliberate and chunky. Yes, go get yourself some what's called cork bark, mate. Yeah, if you want to do broken up rocks and that sort of stuff, yeah, cork bark is brilliant. The reason why cork bark is brilliant is because you can actually break it up. Yeah, and it's a bit like an armadillo. It's got a hard outer shell and a soft innard, which means what you can do is you can sort of thread wire through it, yeah, and sort of get pieces broken off and floating. So you get you can break it off into little chunks that are base size, yeah. Put a very small hole through it with a decent sized needle, yeah, or if you've got like really thin pin vise, yeah. Push a wire through it, okay, and then with a pair of pliers, break it, fracture it, stretch it out, bend it, and you end up with like a rock they could stand on with it literally disintegrating behind them, and it's got the right rocky textures and everything like that. How can I fortify the rock after breaking it up so it doesn't break any further? Yeah, dead simple. Soak it in watered down PVA. Yeah, cork is what you call it. Cork, it's basically watertight, isn't it? It's water resistant, so it won't soak up watered down PVA. So what you need to do is literally saturate it, yeah, to get a really good coating, and that will make it solid. Yeah. But yeah, that's how I do it, and I've done that in the past with a model. Yeah, and use cork bark that way. I did it on an old Zench, what you call it, sort of sorcerer I had for a chaos army I had years ago. Yeah, but I wanted him floating on a rock that was disintegrating. When you get cork bark, it comes in lots of different shapes, but one of the shapes is it has like these rounded ridges. Yeah, and I used a bit of that, and it just looked beautiful. Yeah, I got about 4 wires trailing through it. Yeah, and I had it disintegrating off in all different ways, and it looked really, really good. Hope that helps you, Joe. Fran, this some question is more of an experience I want to share. If you get foam clay, you can tear it up a little and add 2 parts clay, 1 part PVA, 1 part paper towel and 2 parts matte medium to make a cheap modelling compound that won't warp MDF for terrain pieces. Won't warp them? Okay. Next time I get my hands on some foam clay, we'll give that a go. Joe's going, evening Crawley, late as always. Right, question 8 of 9. We are on the hour. CJ, so what about your Imperial Guard display shelf? That's as soon as I've got the, like I said at the start of the show, this week, last week and this week, I am just levelling up the entirety of my Burma build because I want to get that on the, I need to get that done for when the magazine comes up. As soon as that's done, the Imperial Guard shelf is the very next thing back on the table. So I should be working on that by Thursday, Friday this week, mate. Yeah, so there you go. That's an easy one. Right, this is my last question of the night. Kat sent me here. I'm highly allergic to resin. Is there something else I could use for translucent water effects for ponds, rivers, dioramas and terrains? If you're highly allergic to resin, you could look at using silicon sealant. You could look at using, what you call it, varnish. Yeah, with layers of varnish. Or there's, what you call it, you can use acrylic still water effects. And they're pourable, but only to a certain depth. Okay, acrylic water effects, you can do everything you need to do for terrain out of acrylic water effects. You just need to sort of like, they take a little bit of experience to do, but they are out there. So if you are completely what you call it, allergic to the resin, i.e. the vapors it gives off, you what you call it, there's that. There is something else, right? I don't know if you're in the UK. Yeah, what's it called? Easy Composites. Easy Composites. Resin silicons, polyurethane resins. Fast cast. Hard flexible, medium. Let me try something else. Craft resin. Which one is it? Right. There's another resin, yeah, before you give away. There's a children's resin and I can't find it, yeah, right now. Okay, here's the thing. Up the road, yeah, is a company called Easy Composites. They actually make a, what you call it, a resin I use, yeah, for all my sort of casting, for all my water effects and that sort of stuff. But they've got a subsidiary that makes resin for kids that doesn't give off any vapors or anything like that. Yeah, it's, you know, safe to work with and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, and so I would have a look at children's craft resin. I'm just trying to see if I can find, I've never needed it because I don't use it. Yeah. Right, there's one called craft resin, yeah. It gives no VCSOs off, VOCs off, so that'll be the stuff you what you call it. Yeah. It's odorless and it's what you call it. And it's from Craft Resin UK. Right, where are you? Where's your address? Lincoln. Alright, there's one called Craft Resin, okay, and their product, yeah, It's completely odorless and it's got no VOCs, yeah, which is the stuff that, you know, we will be causing you problems. So go check that out, yeah, because you might not have to give up on resin at all, yeah. I realise it's late in the show and it's the last question I've got, but yeah, handy to know. The meltable beads turn grey-yellow over time, even though they have... Yeah, don't... The meltable beads just don't. Anyone who's ever experienced the meltable beads knows. Hey, I'm here. Focus. Hello? There you go. Isolation Disorder saying, hey Mel, love the return of the Sunday Nighter. I love it too, mate. I love it too. Right, folks. That's us. Been a good show. Right, if you've enjoyed the show, the links are down below as always. Yeah, I'm going to call it a night. In the meantime, you know what I need from you. 10 taps. 4 for the hell, 4 for the yeah, 4 for the hell, 1 for the space, 4 for the yeah, 1 to put a smile on my face. If you've enjoyed the show, hit it down below. The links are down below, guys. And as always, I'll be back probably Wednesday with a big, massive update for the Burma build. And then I'm back to my display shelf. In the meantime, it's been good hanging with you. All the best, yeah?